Hello there, YouTubers and fellow sports fans around the world and around and obviously in Burnley and Pendle and all that. Now I'm a fledgling football commentator, as you know, and I hope you're all enjoying the Mark II FIFA 15 career mode, and that will return later on. I'm just about to record the Manchester United game and the Chelsea games. They'll be coming up at some point in the next 24 hours. They'll be uploaded to YouTube within that time frame, recorded, played and done in that time. But I'm not on here. I'm not. This video is not about my FIFA 15 career mode. In fact, it's not about FIFA 15, even though it says that on there. This is to do with real life, and it's basically some criticism I want to share with everybody. It's about 2br's, the local radio station in my area. Now, where I'm from Burnley and Pendle area, so it means I was born in Burnley, but I've lived in the Pendle area, neighbouring Burnley for more or less 32 years. This is how old I am. You know, so that might give all you YouTubers a little bit of an insight into how old I am. Now, 2br's, up until I think about 4 years ago, used to cover Burnley football games on a Saturday afternoon, and they did a fine job at that, and they catered for everybody. Listeners young and old, there was always something for everybody. But I'm afraid in the last 5 years, their shoddy attitude towards everybody, towards their listeners, is unfounded. They've moved out of Burnley and Pendle area. They moved out of that studio in Nelson, and they've moved to Accrington. Now, I know how I know this because I went for a job interview in Accrington today, and it happened to be on the same industrial estate as the 2br's studios. And I happened to bump into one or two of the employees, and I offered myself to them. I said, "Hello, I'm actually a sports commentator because I do some real life reporting for non-league and stuff with a guy called Barry Swain, who runs the football commentary workshop. So I do a bit of non-league football for him, and I wondered if do you do sport at all? Because I hadn't. Do you do sport? And they just they more or less stuck two fingers up at me. Basically, these two girls, like, you know, being snotty faced. No, we don't do sport anymore. I said, why don't you? I said, you know, why don't you? Well, it's not in our remit. And I said to them, well, I know that a lot of commercial radio stations up and down the country do sports. Now, to me, a local radio station is like BBC, you know, should do this. Music, local news, local sport. Not necessarily and that's it. That's the three vital ingredients, and to identify with your listeners. Now, 2br's, the reason why I've not listened to them since probably 2010, 2011 is because they put up so much dross on the radio. I mean, they don't identify with the locals. Yeah, they put a bit of local news on. They hardly do any sport, which I think is a disgrace, because BBC Radio Lancashire is paid by the licence fee, and they do a fine service. Obviously, they can't show every team in Lancashire live because they've got seven or eight different league teams in the Lancashire area. So BBC Radio Lancashire understandably covers a lot of all of Lancashire, so you can't please everybody. But we have commercial radio in that area, and 2br's, for some reason, in the last 5 years, I've had a shoddy, and I'll repeat that, shoddy attitude to sport and to the sports fans in general. They cater for nowadays. They used to cater for everybody, sports fans, housewives and everything. Now it's just it's like a glorified housewife station with a loop of Kylie Minogue songs. That's what it is. It's a terrible. I mean, they used to have good DJs, good local DJs now, and good local presenters now. It's just watered down rubbish. You even got a guy in from New Zealand who happens to live locally, and he's there as a DJ. What's a New Zealander doing on my local commercial radio station? It's a joke. And this is a message to everybody at 2br's and to the station manager, who I believe is Gemma Barron, right? This is a message to 2BR. Get it sorted. Your attitude to sport in the last 5 years, 2BR, has been nothing short of shoddy and shocking. And I have to say this because there's a lot of sports fans, and a lot of Burnley fans in particular, who are elderly and can't afford to pay £5.99 a month to log on to Claret's Player, who can't even afford the internet, let alone DAB digital radio and things like that. You know, they used to do... 2BR had a good attitude until 5 years ago, showing every Burnley game home and away. Why they've stopped doing it, I don't know. I spoke to those two employees in question. They said, oh, there wasn't a fan base for it. Rubbish. There's always a fan base for football. Whatever area you live in, up and down the United Kingdom. Football is the #1 sport in this country. And I will not have that shoddy attitude. This looks to me as if I was gormless, basically. And they need to get themselves sorted out. And I'm gonna make sure that their Facebook page gets wind of this video, and it might make Gemma Barron and the rest of them stay up and get a proper... I mean, they just play non-stop music and play silly Hollywood showbiz gossip news. It's ridiculous. Who wants to know about Paris Hilton? What she's up to next? Who wants to know about all that stuff? If I want to get all that latest Hollywood gossip, I'll watch This Morning or Lorraine Kelly or whatever. I don't expect it from a local radio station, especially a commercial radio station. Now, 2BR, listen up, right? You know, now listen up, 2BR. I won't have it anymore. You know, there's a potential fan base in East Lancashire for football. Burnley Football Club in the last 3 years have been on a magnificent ride. Promotion, bravely fighting relegation last year, and maybe a potential promotion push this year. Things are looking good for Burnley Football Club. Why aren't you there covering it every game? You know, if you were to cover sport again, even if it was just Burnley home games, I would be able to do the commentary for you. You'd have a ready-made commentary commentator for yourselves in this area within travelling distance to Turf Moor. That's me, right? Now I suggest you actually get back in touch on my... Now, I'm going to put this on my YouTube page, 2BR. Now, if you want to contact me, 2BR, on my YouTube channel, I'll be more than happy to talk with you about all this. But as far as I can make out, and I've had word of mouth from a lot of people over the last 3 or 4 years, that your attitude to sport, or covering sport, or attempting to cover sport, is shoddy. It's obscene, it's disgusting. And Gemma Barron, get it sorted. You get me? Get it sorted, please. Because we don't, you know, we want a local radio station, commercial radio station, that does these 3 things. Music, local news, and local sport. That is what a local radio station should be. Not Hollywood gossip. None of this show business Big Brother rubbish. Local news, local sport, and good music. For every era. Not just to suit bloody Kylie Minogue fans or Robbie Williams fans. No disrespect to them. And some of Kylie and Robbie's songs are very, very good. But cater for everybody's taste. Not housewives or, you know, under 20-year-olds. Everybody. Young, old, middle-aged, whoever. Cater for everyone. Sports fans. Music lovers. Cater for everyone, 2BR. You hear that? Cater for everyone. It's not a personal dig at the radio station. I just think they could do a lot better than their attitude to sport in particular, and the local area has been nothing short of shoddy. That's it, that's the rant over. I will be back uploading some more FIFA 15 footage, as I said at the top of the video. Until then, I will see you very shortly, and I'll bid you goodbye for now. But rejoin me later, and don't worry. And anyone on Twitch who will be online at about later on tonight, you're more than welcome to to watch the stream. Okay, that's it from me. I had to get it out. 2BR, you have been warned. Goodbye for now.